quickly bring in the BJP spokesperson into this conversation. Radhika Khera, you're smiling, but ultimately it doesn't really look good for you, because word has it, if the Aam Aadmi Party, even if it has a minuscule vote share, goes into flying solo in Haryana, it's really not cutting into the Congress's vote share, it's cutting into your vote share. Because there is a clear urban-rural divide where your urban seats is possibly that limited traction that the Aam Aadmi Party enjoys.
Good evening, Preeti. I'm smiling because the Aam Aadmi and the Congress party stand exposed. It's the same Congress party who accuses the Aam Aadmi party of being corrupt in Delhi. They have those Matka Phod Andolans. They claim that they are the ones, the mafia behind the liquor scam. And now they're ready to form an alliance with them in the Vidhan Sabha elections for Haryana. Now that is their call, whether they want that money from the Sharab Ghotala or whatever reason. So I am smiling because they stand exposed in front of the whole nation once again, in front of every person in Haryana, that those who were at loggerheads in Delhi and still are at loggerheads. And they have been coming out and talking about how Kejriwal and everyone is in jail. And now here they are fighting over 1 seat or 2 seats. And this is happening at a time when the Congress House itself is in trouble. We all know how Shailja ji has gone and thrown the file on the in charge's face. They are not able to, they are fighting over what seat has been allotted to who.
If I was you today, where the BJP is concerned, I'd pretty much look at my own house, because all's not well in your house in Haryana.
Well,
and you know that better.
Thank God, Preeti, you're not us. Thank God for that, because our house is absolutely intact. There is no problem. Yes, there are some people who have a problem and they are upset, which is normal. I'm sure you would be also if someone came from another channel and
my point. There are quite a few people.
So that's okay.
There are quite a few people quite upset.
That's all right. तो घर है, expectations होती है, सबकी होती है, but we will manao them. ऐसे कोई बात नहीं है, घर में मतभेद हो जाते हैं, मनभेद हो जाते हैं, but there's nothing that is going to end up in that is going to cause a problem. It's but human nature. You would also be upset if someone would come from another channel and would get a better post than you. It's normal in any part of life. But having said that,
what's so different which is taking place in the Congress's camp right now?
The Congress still cannot decide who they want to give their seats to. They are fighting continuously. We've seen how they are fighting amongst themselves. There's one camp, which is the Huda camp. There's a Randeep Surjewala camp. There's a Shailja camp. And there's so many camps. And too many cooks, as you know, always spoil the broth. I just want to move on and bring in our other guests. Actually, in the Congress, there are two camps. One is the Huda camp, Radhika Khera, and the other one was a combination of the Surjewala, Preeti ji, you are mistaken. Those two are also at loggerheads. Let me tell you with utmost responsibility, the other two are also at loggerheads.
Well, all right. Okay, fine. We're going to cut across to the Congress spokesperson, but I want to go back to Amitabh Tiwari. Amitabh Tiwari, for the Congress, it really, at this point of time, with the AAP flying solo, isn't really a bad thing, because the Congress right now, if you look at the Lok Sabha elections, is seemingly in a strong position. Many would suggest it's the perfect storm coming all together, where the farm agitation is concerned, the Agniveer is concerned, the wrestlers' protest is concerned, and with what went down in terms of anti-incumbency of 10 years. AAP going solo, especially in the urban areas where the Congress has traditionally been weak and strong in the rural areas, could impact, balance things out, and possibly take vote away from the BJP.
Yeah, so essentially, if you see the pattern of Lok Sabha elections to Vidhan Sabha elections, as you mentioned, BJP won 79 seats in 2019, and the tally fell to 40 in 2019 Vidhan Sabha elections. They won 52 in 2014. It fell to 47 when the state elections were held 6 months later. So what happens is that the track record shows that the BJP has lost significant vote share seats compared to Lok Sabha elections, especially in Haryana and even other states across the country. So if the Aam Aadmi Party is contesting alone and it has pockets of influence in the urban centers, essentially along the borders with Punjab, which is Ambala region largely, and along the borders, let's say, of Delhi, which is Gurugram, Ahirwal regions, it could make some dent into the vote share of the BJP. And also there are now many MLAs and leaders unhappy of the BJP, which might now get a symbol to contest on. We have still 2 to 3 days left. However, the Congress has to be wary of factionalism. We've seen that they've released only 41 names and there are only 2 days left. More than 50 or around 50 candidates are still remaining. The level of anti-incumbency in Haryana is fairly high, even if you go by the uh,
Our
track
own Mood
record
of the
of
Nation
the
survey.
MLAs
Yeah.
who recontest. BJP had fielded 34, 17 of them had lost. Congress had fielded 15 and half of them had lost in 2019. So there is significant anti-incumbency, local anti-incumbency, generally amongst against the MLA in Haryana, we've seen.